Hi everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel. This is about my fifth video, um, and I'm still like working on trying to build my channel. So I just appreciate you guys being patient with me. I'm just trying to put a feel of um, what I wanted my name to be, what I wanted my channel to be, and I came up with Heart Healing Chick. And I thought of heart healing because for years I have been broken, and we're not going to talk about brokenness in this video, but we will talk about it. But I just wanted to first and foremost say thank you for stopping by my channel. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Please leave comments. And as always, these are my views and my views only. These are only my experiences that I went through. And the one thing that I do say in every video is that if I can help one person um, and heal one heart, then I've done my job. So today I was coming to you guys talking about red flags. So I did say that I was going to talk about red flags. So a red flag is something that you see or feel or just have a intuition or a gut feeling. Women always have that feeling when something's not right, right? That's considered a red flag. So in relationships, when there are red flags, and we do get them, ladies and gentlemen, and whoever else that's in relationships, we do get red flags, but we just always tend to have a blind eye to it, right? We want to close our eyes. We don't want to think about it. We don't want to believe it. But red flags are real, and you got to take heed to them. And if you don't, you're going to get hurt in the end, because at the end of the day, they are there to protect you. And I always say it's God protecting you from um, the snare of the fowler. So if I believe in the Bible, I believe in God. So if you guys know that it's protecting you from the snare of the fowler, right? So but whatever you choose to believe in, or whatever you think gives you that intuition, it is pretty much a red flag. Okay, so I'll give you one. My famous examples. So my ex, my recent ex, which we're going to talk about him in depth because we're I have some updates about him. But anyway, my ex, when we first started dating, he was like just all over me, and people in the narcissist world says they he love bombed me. So LOVE, bombed, right? So he love bombed me, right? He was, oh, I like you, I want to be with you. He sent his sisters to talk to me, his family to talk to me. He just was all over me, right? Couple of weeks into the relationship, after the love bombing, I started to see the real him. And one night he wanted to go out with his friends, which, let me just say, I don't care about my man um, getting some me time, because all people need space, right? You need space from your significant other. So when you come back together, you're really, into each other or missing each other, and it makes things even better, right? But this particular night, he went out with his best friend, which um, our first date, when we went out, he told me about his best friend. And he said his best friend was married, but he had a side chick that he treated more like a wife than his wife. So now, boom, red flag number one. That went in the back of my head, and I was like, okay, that's not very cool, but okay. I kept that. I was like, that's his friend. That's none of my business. But his other friend is my brother-in-law, and my brother-in-law, sure enough, is a cheater, and the whole world knows he's a cheater on my sister. But my sister always tells us she doesn't want to hear anything about her husband because that's her husband. So we don't tell her anything anymore about her husband. So my ex best friend is my brother-in-law, and then he has another best friend, and they're both cheaters on their wives. Okay, so if my brother-in-law is cheating, if his friend is cheating, his other best friend is cheating, and he's hanging with these people, not saying that he's cheating, but it's about an 80% chance that he is, right? So again, I'm keeping all of this in the back of my head because this is my man. I'm trying to get to know him. I'm trying to form a relationship with him. So I'm not going by other people's actions, right? So he goes on to say, yeah, and he was laughing. He was laughing. He was saying, "Oh yeah, he has a wife, but his side chick is more like his wife. He takes her grandkids to school and he's pop to them." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, wow, okay." Didn't like the discussion, so I just left it alone. A couple of weeks later, into our relationship, he goes out with that friend. Now, again, I'm already like kind of skeptical of the friend, but he said he was going out with them, and I'm like, okay. So I texted him. He didn't tell me what particular night he was going out. So I texted him. I said, "Hey, where are you?" He said, "I'm out." Ladies, gentlemen, red flag number one. If your man can't tell you where he is or what he's doing, then 9 times out of 10, it's something that he shouldn't be. Okay? So he said, "I'm out." And I said, "Oh, okay. Where?" "I'm out." And he put it again in a text message in bold letters like, "Don't ask me any questions." So for me, why can't I ask you? If you call me and ask me where I am, I'm going to tell you. Why can't you tell me where you are? That's totally a red flag. Okay? So I said something that I shouldn't have said, which, in hindsight, now that I think back, I know it was wrong. I said, birds of a feather flock together. And he said, it's over. It was just that simple. That is the events, how it occurred. And I said, okay. Because I'm not chasing anybody to be with me. So a couple of weeks later on, he says he had an award ceremony at his job. And he called me and he said, "Hey, I'm sorry for the way things ended. And I apologize to you. And at the ceremony, all I could do is think about you and wishing that you were here with me when I accepted that award." Okay, that reeled me back in, people. Not even going to lie to you. And I always say in all my videos, I'm going to be totally honest, even if it makes me sound stupid or crazy. I'm going to be honest with you. Took him back. Couple of weeks later, we go to his sister house, and we get into an altercation. Sister's girlfriend is there. The cheating best friend is there. Him and the cheating boyfriend or homeboy follows the girl into the house. I follow all of them into the house, and I go into the kitchen where they all went, and I say, "You know what? I'm not going to do this." Because now I'm already on radar because of what the incident that happened previously. So I went and sat on the couch in the living room. But in the living room, there was a glass door that you can see through the kitchen because the lights were off in the living room. The TV was on, but you can see through the kitchen because the kitchen light was on. And as soon as I left out the kitchen, he starts leaning over. My boyfriend starts leaning over talking to this woman. I left. He wasn't even going to walk me to the car. And I said, "Are you going to walk me to the car?" He said, "Oh, yeah, yeah." So he walks me to the car. And I said, "You are so disrespectful." And he's like, "What?" I said, "You are so effing disrespectful. And you don't have to worry about me anymore." And he was like, "We're done. We're done." The second time he said that to me, I said, "That's your second time, and it won't be a third." And I left. So his sister calls me and was like, "What happened? What's going on?" I was telling her. She was like, "Okay, he was acting, okay, so you felt like he was acting a little bit too Joe with her." I said, "Yes." "Too familiar?" "Yes." She was like, "I can, I can see how you could feel that way. So, he needs to apologize." So she said, "What's his phone number? Let me call him." And I started spitting out his phone number, and she hesitated. So I said, "Hello?" I said, she said, "Yeah." And I said, "That's not his phone number?" So I've been dating this man. This is going on months, almost a year. I was dating this man for almost a year, and he had a second phone number. His second phone number was his main phone. So I had the side chick phone number. I didn't even have the main chick phone number. I had the side chick phone number. I'm his woman, and I had his side chick phone number. So, red flag number 2, I took it. Okay? I took that one on the chin like a fool. And, people say, "Oh, you weren't a fool. You just were in love." No, that's foolish. Your man had 2 phones, and you had the side chick phone number, and you didn't even have the main phone number where his mama called him. So you look like Boo Boo the fool. So that was red flag number 2, and he weaseled his way back into my heart then. And women, we're going to talk about self-esteem and insecurities and all of those things too in my next upcoming videos, because they play a significant role in how you handle relationships, and your past plays a big role in how you handle relationships. So we will be talking about those in future videos. But he came back and weaseled his way in again. His sister-in-law, coming a year, almost like a year and a half into it, his sister-in-law calls me one day, asks me, "How was brunch?" This was right after Valentine's Day. I did a beautiful Valentine's Day for us, something he never had before in his life. A picnic in the house. It was beautiful. The Saturday after Valentine's Day, his sister-in-law says, "How was brunch?" And I said, "We didn't go to brunch. We're going to dinner." She said, "I'm going to say it again. How was brunch?" He took a woman to brunch. If that wasn't a red flag, I don't know what was, right? That was a slap in the face. But that was like the ultimate. He took a woman for a Valentine's Day brunch. So that was his chick, pretty much. So he was like, "Oh, that was just my home girl, and she took me out. I ain't take her out." But it was a secret. Anything that is a secret, people, is a red flag. You shouldn't have any secrets from your significant other. There should be no secrets between the two of you. If there are secrets, there are red flags. And that is like a punch in the gut, a slap in the face, something to wake you up to realize that this person is doing something other than what they should be doing to be a part of your life. Long story short, I just kept on getting, it was like God was saying, wake up, knock, knock, wake up. And each time it got more hurtful, more hurtful, more hurtful, more hurtful until it just exploded. And we'll talk about that in future videos. Um, but long story short, I had the red flags. I kept on getting them. And I kept on ignoring them because I wanted this man to be a part of my life. And when you have low self-esteem, when you have low self-confidence, you tend to do those things. And it's so weird because people say, oh, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. And I didn't think that of myself. So I didn't see the beauty in me, outside or inside, right? Because something inside of me was saying that I wasn't, right? So now I'm letting this person emotionally abuse me, because that's what it's called, emotional abuse, and we're going to touch on that in future videos. But he was emotionally abusing me. So at the end of the day, you want to have someone that can be open and honest with you. You want to have someone that's going to be respectful of you. You want to have somebody that is going to not try to hurt you and not have you not have you have the peace of mind that you should have in a relationship. Because it should be peace of mind. It's not going to always be peaches and cream in a relationship, but at the end of the day, you should have some sort of respect for one another, that you're not feeling like you're left out or hurt or alone, right? So that relationship broke me. When I say broken, I mean broken into, shattered into little pieces, worse than my own husband did me. So we will talk about how this individual did me, and we will talk about updates, because I haven't been in a relationship with him for over 2.5 years, and there are updates. So that goes to show you what type of man this person is, right? So, but I'm a much stronger woman than I was. And ladies, gentlemen, we're going to talk about getting your power back, and we're going to talk about when you stop wanting them, they want you even more, to the point that it's almost obsessive, okay? So we're going to get into a lot of things, but I needed to speak to you tonight about red flags. Red flags are there. It is a feeling, it is a gut feeling, or it's an action that you're going to see for, for yourself, but they are there. And when you get them, you either check them at the door, check those red flags at the door with your individual, or you leave it alone. And I would suggest you leave it alone, because it's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse, and you're going to get more red flags, and you're going to get hurt even more, because this individual is showing you. And Maya Angelou, famous line, if they show you who they are, believe them. And Oprah, she said, if I'll go a step further than Maya Angelou did, and said, if they show you who they are, believe them the first time. Don't give them for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chances, because they're showing you who they are. You better believe it. So I thank you for coming to my channel this evening. I hope this resonated with someone. I hope that this touched somebody, because you have to have self-confidence, self-respect, self-love in order to let go of people that do not serve you. Okay, so I hope this resonated. I thank you so much for coming to my channel. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please send comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Please be respectful of the comments that you leave. And I thank you. Have a good one.